Do you remember when the WNBA was buzzing with excitement, thanks to Caitlin Clark's incredible talent? The arenas were packed, ratings were high, and merchandise was flying off the shelves. It felt like the league was on top of the world. But now, we're facing a staggering $40 million loss. How did everything change so fast? Get ready for a wild ride as we explore how the WNBA went from thriving success to a serious financial downturn in no time.
The WNBA is set to lose $40 million this season.
A $40 million loss is certainly concerning, but what if that's just the beginning? It appears there's a group of influential figures who have been quietly upset for years, and now they're prepared to voice their concerns.
Next season is canceled. It will be the end of the WNBA in the mainstream. People will not give this league another chance.
Their patience is running out quickly. You know things are serious when NBA owners begin to ask tough questions.
NBA investors are actually starting to get irritated. It's about time.
These aren't just regular questions. They're the kind that make league commissioners very anxious. For 27 years, these owners have been supporting the WNBA, witnessing loss after loss, and now they've reached their limit. Reports suggest the NBA is even thinking about shutting down the league. It's no longer just about the money. These owners are demanding transparency, and they want it immediately. They're frustrated with constantly writing checks without seeing any positive results. Can you blame them? Imagine investing millions into a business for nearly 3 decades, only to watch it continue losing money.
The owners, if the NBA wanted to close this, nobody would blame them. Nobody would blame them if they wanted to shut this league down. I mean, what other league operates for 27 years in a loss? What other business does? It doesn't. It gets closed down. It gets shut down.
And guess who's at the forefront of this movement? None other than James Dolan, the owner of the New York Knicks. Yes, that James Dolan, the one who often faces criticism from fans, is now demanding answers from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. Talk about a plot twist. Even more surprising, other owners are actually calling Dolan their hero for stepping up. When was the last time anyone labeled James Dolan as a hero? I'll wait. It's as if we've entered a parallel universe where Dolan is the good guy. But then again, in the world of sports, stranger things have certainly happened.
And of all owners to actually be sort of a hero on this, it is James Dolan. One of them, of course, from the Knicks, that is asking a lot of questions right now. And evidently a lot of other owners are sort of happy that he's taking.
You might be wondering how much the NBA is really involved in all of this. Well, buckle up, because here's the kicker. The NBA owns 75% of the WNBA. That's not a mistake. 75%. So when the WNBA faces losses, the NBA feels the impact too. We're talking about millions of dollars flowing out of the NBA's pockets every single year.
The NBA owns nearly 60% of the league. Now listen to this. When one combines the NBA owners' personal stakes in WNBA teams and the WNBA itself, the amount rises to 75% of the league ownership is tied to the WNBA, to the NBA for the league.
So why are NBA owners suddenly so concerned about the WNBA's finances? It's straightforward. They're watching their investment go up in smoke. One anonymous team executive put it bluntly: the WNBA owes the NBA a lot of money. This isn't just frustration. It's a harsh reality. You might be thinking, can't they just shut it down, cut their losses, and move on? Well, it's not that easy. The WNBA isn't just a business. It's a symbol of progress in sports. Shutting it down would create a public relations disaster. However, there's still hope that with the right moves, the league could turn things around at SO. The WNBA is still hanging on, but for how long? They're about to enter a completely new phase, and the rules are changing faster than you can say buzzer beater. Are you ready for this? Because the league's future is on the line, and you won't believe what's about to unfold.
The NBA team owners have invested hundreds of millions into the WNBA since 1996, per sources. Quote, the WNBA owes the NBA so much we won't see any windfall for years, a team executive told the Post. So it's going to be years, even with this broadcast, this new media rights deal, before anybody sees any money.
The future of the WNBA is knocking at the door, bringing with it a potential $2.2 billion check. That's the estimated value of the league's next media rights deal, over 36 times what they currently have. This isn't just a small improvement, it's a total game changer for the league.
Before anybody sees any money. Starting in the 2026 season, the WNBA will get up to a $2.2 billion over 11 years media right contract.
Here's where it gets really exciting. This huge media rights deal hinges on Caitlin Clark and the excitement she's generating. Networks are noticing the ratings spike whenever she plays, and they're ready to invest. We're talking about increasing the media rights from $60 million a year to at least $100 million. After 27 years of financial struggles, the WNBA could finally see a profit, but there's more trouble on the horizon. If the WNBA players decide to opt out of their current collective bargaining agreement by November 1st, it could create serious financial turmoil for the league.
Why?
Because the players are likely to push for higher salaries, which could turn the current losses into an even bigger financial headache.
That means likely at least $100 million annual increase from what the WNBA currently makes from national media contracts, which is about $60 million. The WNBA is also set to expand its regular season and playoff schedule to generate more revenue.
Now, the WNBA finds itself in a challenging position. Players are demanding higher salaries and resisting change, while investors are growing weary of pouring money into what seems like a losing effort. And right in the middle of all this is Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation who has the potential to turn things around, if the league allows her to do so.
But the players are expected to opt out of the CBA by November 1 deadline, and if they do, that means the salaries are likely to rise, which would eat into the potential $60 million for the 2026 profit by the league. The $100 million in television revenue, turning the projected $40 million loss into a $60 million gain. Quote, we have not even getting any money from the WNBA expansion fee.
But hold on. Remember all those new fans that Caitlin Clark attracted? The ones suddenly interested in women's basketball? Well, some WNBA players haven't exactly welcomed them with open arms. In fact, they've been pushing these new fans away. Can you believe it? It's as if they're trying to shrink their own fan base. Some players and officials have publicly criticized Clark and her supporters, claiming that this influx of new fans is disrupting the existing culture of the league.
This league, again, what do you do? I mean, this league is going to make some money now, all right? But again, what happens if you push all these new fans back out? What does that do for your media rights deals? Because they only got the new media rights deals because of one player. I mean, singular, let's be honest. It's Caitlin Clark.
But it gets even more intense. Serious accusations are being thrown around that are hard to overlook. Some players, like Angel Reese, have gone so far as to label Caitlin Clark's fans as racist. Can you believe that? The very thing that could save the WNBA from financial ruin is being viewed as a threat by some people within the league.
She boosted all the ratings, she got the popularity, and now all your players across the league are attacking her fans. The Iowa fans, the Indiana Fever fans. Look at those Connecticut Sun players talking about Indiana Fever fans are racist. Angel Reese talking about Indiana Fever fans are racist. Caitlin Clark fans are racist. People are going to get tired of that, and they're going to be like, the hell.
The WNBA is at a crossroads, and time is running out. They have a superstar in Caitlin Clark, who is drawing in fans by the thousands with her incredible talent and charisma. Clark is the kind of player who could elevate the league to new heights, bringing in more attention, money, and viewership. This is a golden opportunity for the WNBA to embrace her star power and expand their fan base.
Every single year, and it looks like the league might eventually become profitable. That is, if the WNBA players, the hatefulness, the jealousy, the pettiness doesn't run off fans, okay? because we know the way they treated Caitlin Clark, and we know the way a lot of these players have talked so badly about the new fans that have come in. Well, the new fans are what's going to make you money. So if you continue to talk badly about them, they're going to get fed up and they're going to not watch this league. They're going to leave the league, and you're back to where you were, and it sounds like owners, you better not go back to where you were.
However, instead of fully supporting Clark, some people within the league appear to be pushing back. There's been a troubling pattern of bullying directed at her, which is causing some fans to pull away.
And you've got the factor of Caitlin Clark's getting the ever-loving hell beat out of her out there. So what happens if she gets hurt, severely hurt, knocked out of the league? Again, we were one eye poke away from a career being potentially a wrap right after it started.
The WNBA was once just a small blip on the sports radar, but those days are long behind us, thanks to one player, Caitlin Clark. She didn't just arrive. She burst onto the scene like a basketball superstar, capturing everyone's attention.
Frankly, Caitlin Clark fans are getting pissed over it. They're getting tired of it. You know? And again, all these new fans, a lot of them, like us, in this house that are actual families, a nuclear family, a traditional family unit, we don't want to see her get the crap beat out of her on the court. That's not a good look for our kids to be watching. We don't want to see that.
Suddenly, everyone was talking about women's basketball, and the WNBA finally found itself in the spotlight it had been seeking for years.
The WNBA has seen record-breaking numbers this season in viewership, ticket sales, merch sales, and just overall growth of the league.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The WNBA wasn't just popular. It was bringing in serious cash, real money for a league that had been struggling to stay afloat. It was like striking oil in your own backyard. You might be wondering, okay, but how much of a difference can one player really make? The answer is a lot. More than you might ever believe.
Another chart that says the yearly league attendance by team. So if we look at this chart for the 2024 season, the Indiana Fever are pretty much blowing out every other team. They are averaging almost 16,000 per 39 games. So this is taking into consideration not only the Indiana Fever home games, but also when they are on the road. Their lowest attendance was around 6,000 people. And if you look at the rest of the league, everybody else is around 3,000 for their lowest. Their highest attendance is 2,360.
We saw ticket prices triple overnight. That's right, triple. Seats that used to sell for $20 were suddenly going for $60, $70, even $100, and fans were more than willing to pay. TV ratings soared, with games attracting millions of viewers. Even people who had never watched a women's basketball game before were tuning in to see what all the excitement was about.
These numbers are crazy. Do you know what kind of money these numbers are going to turn into? Like, this is how you grow the league. This attendance is crazy.
It wasn't just about the numbers. Clark brought a whole new energy to the game. She was making jaw-dropping plays, behind-the-back passes, long-range three-pointers, and clutch performances in the final seconds. She did it all with a style and flair that had both fans and critics singing her praises.
The WNBA. Cheap seats going for $100, that is a sign of progress. The most expensive seats to see Caitlin Clark were selling for over $4,000. When she played Angel Reese in the regular season, average ticket was selling for $300.
So, how did Caitlin Clark single-handedly boost the WNBA's popularity? It wasn't just her undeniable skills on the court. It was how she captured people's imaginations. She made women's basketball exciting, unpredictable, and must-see TV. She brought in new fans, re-energized old ones, and turned the WNBA into a hot topic of conversation around water coolers and on social media.